Right, I am moving to the next question. My next question is question number 30. Right, net crits. So, NECRIT Limited is about to undertake a project above which the following data is available. Right, they have given some data. What is the requirement here? Calculate the duration of the critical path for this project. B is the calculate the minimum number of staff that will be required on day 6 of the project, assuming the critical path is not extended. 10 mark questions. So, this test your knowledge on critical path method in project management. This is based on the project management area. So, we will brush up the theory little bit first. So, we will first of all identify what is a project now. Right. So, what is a project? Normally, project have a limited durations and are established to achieve a specific purpose within the given cost. If you look at about the definition related with a project, there are three main important considerations. What are those important considerations? One is the time factor. Normally, we identify a time duration, within that we have to complete the project. That is one of the successful criteria. If project is able to achieve or able to complete within the given time period, we can say project is successful one. Another thing is project is carried out to achieve some specific purpose. There are some specific objectives of a project. For an example, we will say central highway. The objective of central highway is to reduce the time taken to go to Kandy. Then another important variable is cost factor. Cost factor, normally we expected to complete project within the given cost. If cost is exceeded, then what the conclusion we can make is project is not successful to some extent. Why project is not successful to some extent? Exceeding cost is not good. Right. So, we have to complete the project within the given cost. So, normally if project is completed within the given time period, within the given cost and meet the expectations, then we call it as a successful project completions. Right. What are the features of a project? You look at about the features of a project. First one is it is established to achieve a specific purpose. That is one feature. So, it is established to achieve a specific purpose. For example, earlier you took example, look at the central highway, for what purpose we have started the central highway to reduce the time taken to go to Kandy. Then another feature is a project team is established. So, to conduct a project, we have to establish a project team, and the project team should consist of individual from different department and with different skills and experience. And project manager is appointed to lead the team. For an example, ERP project, to carry out a ERP project, you need to have people come from different departments, since ERP project is going to affect the all functional areas in the organizations. So, normally we will appoint project manager to lead the team. Normally there is a project steering committee. Project steering committee consists of senior management. For example, in a ERP project, CEO may be the head of the project steering committee, and head of functional areas will be there, like head of finance, head of marketing, head of HR, head of IT, they will be there, right. Then they will look at about the progress of the project on continuous basis. So, this what project manager will do is he will report the progress to the project steering committee, maybe once a week, right, or whenever the requirement arise, they may conduct review meetings. The job of the project manager is to lead the team. There may be some team members. When the project is completed, project team is disbanded. So, normally you will say project lasts for 2 years, then what happens is they have released from their respective divisions for the project work. For example, you see ERP project, you will say assistant accountant is appointed to the project work. Then after completion of the project then again what happened, these people, project team members will go to their respective department and start do their normal work. In my example, assistant accountant may again come back to the finance divisions and started to perform his work again, right. In a project, there are 3 main criteria: quality, budget and the time scale. So, we have identified those 3 earlier also. If project objective are met, we say project is completed with the required quality. Then if another one is budget, that cost element, project should be completed within the given cost. Then another one is time period, project should be completed within the given time period. So, here I am not going to discuss difference between project and normal operations, a project life cycle also. Look at the next point relevant to this project question requirement. Project management techniques. So, if you look at about the project management techniques, there are 2 areas we have to mainly focused in addition to the scope, that is cost and the time. Therefore, project management techniques are based on them. Based on them, So, we are going to identify techniques to manage cost and to manage the time. So, what are the cost managing techniques? Project budget, resource histogram and the Gantt chart. So, what are the time management techniques? Critical path method diagram, CPM, CPA, PERT analysis, that means project evaluation review techniques and the Gantt chart again. Here the question is test your knowledge on critical path method. Look at about what is critical path method. CPM. The critical path method is a technique for planning the completion of a project within the scheduled time. Yes, we identify CPM under time controlling techniques. This is normally used to monitor actual progress against the plan. Actually, within the critical path, we can identify the minimum time which will be taken to complete a particular project. In there, we try to draw a diagram which show activities based on their earliest start time and the earliest finish time. Based on that, we identify the critical path. If you look at about the activities in the critical path, there may be certain activities, those are not critical. So, in relation to them we can identify slack time. For example, you say there are two activities called A and B, we start both at the beginning of the project, right, A and B, there are no other requirement to commence the activities. Suppose we start A and B activity in week number 0, suppose for the A it take 2 weeks to complete, B 1 week to complete. Then C can commence when both A and B is completed. If you look at about that example, A and B, A 2 weeks, it take 2 weeks, B only 1 week. What about B? Will B is a critical activity? No. Why? B is having some additional time. What they can do is they can delay 1 week of starting the B activity, or right, they can take additional week and complete it, right. So, now you have idea about critical path method. I am not going for a detailed discussion on this, right. I am sure that you have learned this one in MA subject. Then we look at about the questions given. A, calculate the duration of the critical path for this project. Right, 4 marks. To calculate this one, actually we have to draw a critical path diagram. We will try to draw a critical path diagram for the information given. Right, A and B, if you look at the data given, are there any proceeding activity related with A and B? No. That means A and B can be commenced at 0 point, say A here, say A, here we will say B. So, how many days it will take for activity? 3 days. B activity 5 days, 5 days, right. Then C commence from the B, here C, how many week for C? 2 days, 2 days actually. D commence from A, E also commence from A, no? Yes, 2 activities, no? Yes, D and E both commence from A. D and E, D 1 week, E how many weeks? It takes 6 days actually. I always use the week, even the facts given are based on days. Then F start from the D, F start from the D, then G, C, E. C, E, it is 3 days, right. So, we will try to identify early start time, earliest finish time also. A, you can start at 0, B also 0, here early finish time is 3, here 5, then here early start time is 3, then 4, it will be completed at the end of the 4, here also 3, this is 9, no, 9, then here 5, 7, then here 4, if 3 days, 7, here what is the early start point for G? 9 no 7 should be 9, because even though C is completed at the end of 7 day, they can't commence, they have to wait until E is completed, no. Here 9, 12, right. Then so what is the project completion time? It should be 12 days, no? Yes, 12 days. We will look at about the examiner's answer, whether we are correct or wrong. 30. Yes, 12 days, no? Here the longest path, no? Right. So this will be the path. AE G will be the path, right. So, first path is 7 days, look at the first path 7 days, second path 12 days, third path how much? If you look at the third part, it will take 10 days, no? Yes, 3 path, no? So, longest path is the AEG. I think it's clear for you what I am telling here. So, we will say here ADF is that one path, ADF. Here how many days it take? 3 plus 1 plus 3. It will take 7 days. Then the other path is AEG. AEG 3 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3 E3 no, then G no, G is 3, sorry here 6 no, 6, 12 days. The third part is B, C and G, 5 plus 2 plus 3, this is 10 days. So, normally critical path is the longest path, therefore, AEG is the answer. AEG is the critical path, right, critical path. Right. So, we will look at about the second part of the questions. Remember in your exam, I do not think that they will ask you to draw a critical path diagram, right. Why? The reason is right, this is in the MA subject in detail, therefore, no need to worry about this much. Then what is the second question, second part of the questions, calculate the minimum number of staff that will be required on day 6 of the project, assuming the critical path is not extended. Day 6, assume the critical path is not extended, right. So, how can we find an answer on this one? We will look at the number of people we require for each activity, right. So, we will look at about the number day 6 no, yes, day 6. Right, if you look at about the critical path 1, if you look at about the critical path 1, this is critical path, we will say here A, say from 0 to 3 days, then 3 to 9, A, here E, here G, here 12. Then what are the activities? Other activities we have? One is D, B also, B, C, G, right. So, here we look at the requirement for the A, how many workers we require? 6 workers. A 6 workers, here 6 workers, then C actually 4 workers. Now here we will look at the E, actually E 5 workers, G 3 workers. Now day number 6, no? Day number 6, how many employees we need? So what about the B? B can be commenced at the beginning, no? Therefore, what we can plan here relate the B is, will commence at the beginning, and we can go up to 5 days, no? B activity, right? So we want to identify the minimum number for the day number 6, no? Therefore, මම දැන් එකක් පහු කරලා පටන් ගත්තොත් එහෙම 6ටත් B යනවා. එහෙම කරන්නේ නැතුව මම 6 වෙනි දවසට අවශ්‍ය මිනිමම් ගාන හොයා ගන්න ඕන හින්දා B පටන් ගන්නවා මුලදීම. A එකම පටන් ගන්නවා. Right? So say this is we'll say 6. Sorry, B5, no? Say here we'll say 5. අපිට මෙහෙට එන්න ඕනේ. Say 5. Then what about the other activities? We start B here, put then 6, no issue. 6 B, then C, right? A B C. What about the C? C should be commenced after B is completed. Then here we can start at the C, but what is the relation between C to other activities? G, no? So we have to complete C before commencing the G. Now if one option for me is to put this one under 6 and 9. Sorry, 6 and 7. I will say 6 and 7, I can put this one. If so, it covers the date number 6 also. What is the other option I can have? So this C activity is having the relationship with the G activity, no? Therefore, what I can do is, I want to identify the minimum number, no? So only thing I want to ensure is to commence the G, C should be completed. I will put here, say for example 7, 9. I am going to do C in between 7 and 9. 7 and 9. Other option is right at the end of 6 we can start it, right? 7 and 9, right? Here C, right? 7 8 තමයි C කරන්නේ, 6 මම කරන්නේ. මට ඕනේ 6 මිනිමම් ගාන හොයා ගන්නනේ. ඒතර මිනිමම් ගාන වැඩි වෙනවනේ මම මෙතන 6 දැම්මොත් එහෙම. ඒ හින්දා මම එතනට දාන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Then A, B, C. What about the D? D and F is the relationship of other, no? So to commence the D, A should be completed. Right? Here I can start D. So what I will do is, I will start D here. I will spend how many days I want? I want 1 day now. I will finish D here. You will say 4. Then what about the F? It will take 3 days. If I start from here, 4, day number 4, 5, 6, we will complete it. But again, this has no relation to any other activity, no. Only thing we have to ensure is when G is completed, 12, this also completed. It normally takes 3 days, no, 3 days, I will put here. I am putting F here. So if you look at about this one, day number 6, only take place is the E activity. A is the only activity take place. is only take place during this period. So, for the E, what is the number of employees we want to have? 6. Therefore, minimum number of employee we need to have on day number 6 is, sorry, 5, no? Yes, 5, yes, not 6 employees actually, 5 employees. For the E, we need to have 5 employees, no? So, day number 6, the minimum number should be 5, therefore. We look at about the answer whether we are correct. Yes. So, see, the minimum number of staff is therefore 5 workers. E no. Then E එක විතරනේ 6. දැන් අපි අදපු විදිහට day number 6 වලදී වෙන්නේ. එතකොට E activity එකට 5 දෙනෙක් ඕනේ. ඒ හින්දා මේකේ උත්තරය ඇවිල්ලා 5. Yeah. If you look at the answer, බලන්න දැන් අපි විදිහටම තමයි යත් ඇඳලා තියෙන්නේ නේද? 6යි 5යි 3යි බලන්න මේ විදිහටම පේස් කරලා තින්නේ කියලා. BC yes. මේ විදිහට පේස් කරලා තින්නේ. Yes. BC a similar thing DF yes, similar one, no? Similar way he has also put. So therefore, in day number 6, the minimum number required is 5 workers. I think it's clear for you. Then we'll move to the next question, question number 32. Question number 32. So, we are moving to question number 32. Look at the requirement of the questions. Part A, explain how the characteristic of the website development project in P company differ from the characteristic of business as usual work. Look at the questions again. Explain how the characteristic of the website development project in P company differ from the characteristic of business as usual work. Now, it tests your knowledge on project work and the normal operations. You want to identify the difference between these two. It is actually theory questions, even though some facts have been given. Then B, explain to G the roles and responsibilities of the project manager for the new website development project. So, you have to identify roles and responsibilities of the project manager for the new website development project. Right. So we look at about the facts given also. Before the facts given, we look at about the theory related with this one. So, this is one area he is tested. Difference between project and normal operation activity. Project and the normal operation activity, If you look at about the differences, if you look at about the project, normally project have a defined beginning and end. What is the meaning of that? That means we know when we are going to start the project and when we are going to finish the project. For an example, we will say a flyover project. We will see we are going to construct a flyover in Kottawa town. Suppose we have planned to commence that one in 2022 and we are going to complete that one in 2025. So, we have a defined beginning and end. Operations, what about the operations? Operation is not like that. So, operation is normally ongoing activity. So, every day you do it. Think about bank reconciliation statement. Suppose you are doing a bank reconciliation preparations, statement preparations. Are you going to stop that one after completions of one particular month? No. Every month you will do it. Or in a large organization, maybe daily basis you may do that one. Daily basis you may reconcile the bank statement with the account statement. Therefore, it is an ongoing activity. Then project, normally project have resources allocated specifically to them, although open on a shared basis. What is the meaning of that one? Project have resources allocated specifically to them, although open on a shared basis. I will a good example on this. So, I am in a project for last how many months? For last almost 2 years period. I am in one of the big project in my organizations. Now, if I look at about my time allocations, I have not stopped doing my normal operation work. While I am doing my normal operations, I have involved in the project work also. Whenever there is a meeting, I go there, like that. So, what has happened? So, as a resource, I am used on a shared basis. I am used for the normal operation activities. In addition to that, I am used for the project works also. Therefore, it is on shared basis. But if you look at the operation activity, in operation normally we use resources full time. In operation we use resources full time. Think about you, if you are working in the finance department, for example, you may be working in there in full time basis. So, in operation activities normally resources are used in full time basis, not shared basis. Then the third difference, look at the project, normally project are intended to be done only once. Project are intended to be done only once. So, normally we expected to see a particular project work is done only for one time. Same will not be done for second time for another purpose. For an example, if you look at about the Rajagiriya flyaway, and Nugegoda flyaway, what do you think? If you look at about these two, has Nugegoda flyaway plan used as it is for the Rajagiriya flyover? No, completely different one. Now, normally you can't use what is you have done, in Nugegoda in the Rajagiriya. So, only one time, because there may be lot of differences, no. Therefore, project work is normally only done one time. But what about operations? Look at the operations, normally it include many recurrent tasks. Again and again you will do it, recurrent tasks. For example, if you are working as an accountant, think about the tasks you perform. So many things you may do again and again. For example, preparation of monthly financial statement. Right, preparation of monthly financial statement, at the end of each month, you will do this, right. You will do this, right. Then we will say tax payment, for example, VAT payment, every month you will do it. The recurring work, again and again you will do this. Then the next thing is, if you look at the project, normally project follow a plan toward a clear intended end result. Now, think about Nugegoda flyover, for example, you have a purpose is to reduce the traffic. So, you carry out the project to achieve a particular end result. Then operations, if you look at the operations, normally goals and deadlines are more general in operations. Goals and deadlines are more common in operations. Now, for example, if you are working as an accountant, you may have so many deadlines. For example, pay VAT on time, right. Finance statement, maybe within 5 days after completion of month, you have to hand over the financial statement, again deadline, and those are very common things. Then the next thing, if you look at the project work, if you look at the project, normally project often cut across organizational and functional line. Project often cut across organizational and functional line, that means it go through few functional areas. For example, if you look at about ERP project, so ERP project may try to link few functional areas like production, HR, marketing. So, look at few functional areas are linked together, right. Therefore, it go through few functional areas. Then if you look at the operations, normally operations follow the organization or functional structure. So, if you look at the operational one, so within a particular functional area, you may do your job. So, it may follow a functional structure. You may find a head of divisions like finance manager, under that there may be accountant, then assistant accountant, like that. So, within one particular area you can identify that with a particular functional area, but project is different from that. What can happen is it may go through few functional areas, right. So, that the A part, then the other one is the responsibilities of a project manager. So, what are the normal responsibilities of a project manager? So, one is outline planning. So, outline planning mean plan prepared in summary form. So, you have to prepare a plan at the initial point, including cost, time and the objectives. Then the second one is detailed planning, right. So, in relation to cost, objective and the time, you have to prepare a detailed plan. That is another responsibility of the project manager. Then the third one is obtain necessary resources. So, as a project manager, when you are conducting a project, you have to get the required resources. For example, if you are using resources from shared basis, you have to get the approval from different functional heads to get the resources in a defined time period. Or sometime you have to get the resources from outside the organizations. Then the fourth one is team building. In a project, you will find team members who are coming from different areas and they may have not worked earlier together. Therefore, as a project manager, you have a duty to develop a good team, build cohesion and team spirit in the project team. Then the fifth one is coordinating project activities. So, he has to coordinate the work between project team, external suppliers. For example, ERP project, you have to get the required hardware for the implementation of the system. Then you have to deal with particular supplier, you have to ensure that hardware come on time. Then project owner, in ERP project, probably the CEO may be the project owner, you have to coordinate with that one. Then end users, the respective functional users should be deal, right. So, coordinating project activity should be another activity. Then monitoring and control. So, under the monitoring and control, what happen in there, you will compare with plan and take corrective actions. So, for example, you may have prepare CPM diagram. So, for example, after 1 week period, suppose A and B activity both should be completed. So, at the 1 week period, you will check whether those activities are completed or not. If not, he will take corrective action quickly. Then the number 7 is problem resolutions. If some problem arise, he has to solve them. For example, sometime unexpected problem may arise. උගල මතකද හම්බන්තොට වරාය හදද්දී අපි ගලක් හම්බුණා. ගල කුඩු කරන්න නැතුව වරාය හදන්න බැරි වුණා. So that's unexpected problems. Then the number 8 is quality control. Understand and manage quality procedures, agree and manage any appropriate trade-off of functionality against achieving deadlines. So he has to maintain a particular quality level, right. Sometime he has to take decisions. For example, sometime to increase the quality, you have to get additional resources that may increase the cost. So you have to take a decision on that part. Right. So we have completed the theory discussions on this, then we look at about the questions. Now, here the part A asks to explain how the characteristic of the website development project in P company differ from the characteristic of business as usual work. Right. Now, we have just completed the theory discussion on this. We will again look at about the theory part. This is the area we have discussed, right. So, we look at about the facts given also, then we will have better understanding about this particular work. P company manufactures and sell a range of children clothing through its retail shops and is currently designing a website in order to allow customers to purchase products online. Now, they have given some information about the nature of the business activities. So, what P company does, they manufacture and sell some children clothing item through its retail shop, and at the moment they are designing a website to allow customer purchase product online. That may be the project they are having. The project is a major investment for P company, and it is seen by the board of directors as been a critical strategic development to ensure the continued success of the business in a highly competitive market. Right. So, now the project work is clear. The project team consists of staff from different department of P company. This is seen to be important by the board of directors as a number of different business areas in P company are dependent on the new website going live successfully and on time. Yes, this board has considered this one as an important project. Then the board of directors has also appointed G to be the project manager. Responsible for the development and implementation of this new website. So, they have appointed G as the project manager. G only joined P company 6 months ago as an IT manager, and she has never previously taken on the role of a project manager. She was chosen by the IT director to be the project manager on the basis of her strong technical knowledge and experience in website development. Right. However, G has expressed concern to the board of directors about her appointment as project manager on this strategically important project. She feels that she has a very limited understanding of the roles and responsibilities of a project manager. She is used to the day-to-day operation of the IT department and is most comfortable with the technical aspect of the project, but feel that she does not have the range of skill necessary to lead such an important project. What do you think? Even though most of the facts are given, you have to develop your answer based on the theory knowledge. So, first of all, we will look at about what are characteristics of website development project in P company differ from characteristics of business as usual. You can use the theoretical knowledge we have discussed when you are developing an answer on this one. So, based on this one actually. So, we will see whether the examiner has developed the answer based on this. We will check the examiner's answer. Now, look at this characteristic of website development project. In general, the work which organization undertake may be classified as either business as usual or project. Whether an activity is classified as a project is important as project require management using specialist project management techniques. A project has a number of attributes that distinguish it from business as usual. distance from business as usual. Yes, what are the characteristic? Project have a defined beginning and end. Yes, we identify the same, no. So, unlike operation which tend to be ongoing, so for example, website project has a defined objective which is business critical. This open allow a project to be perceived in terms of life cycle of defined stages from project definition and planning through implementation and control to closure and review. So, that the one they have identified. So, look at this first point, have a defined beginning and end, operation is ongoing. He has illustrated that point now. Now, look at this one. Yes. Second one, project have resources allocated specifically to them, although open a shared basis. Thus, P has manpower from other department. At the close of the development project, staff will return to their department. The project is likely to have a budget, although detail of these are not given, and time appear to be the main constraint. Yes. Then project are often unique one of that one intend to be done only once. The characteristics, project are often unique one of intend to be done only once, in contrast to operation which involve recurrent tasks. Thus, the development of the new website is distinguished from ongoing customer service operations. Then the fourth one, project follow a specific plan toward a clear intended end result. In this case, implementation of the transactional website, in contrast to operation for which goals and deadlines may be more general, there will be a specific schedule and resource plan for the project. Yes, then other point we have identified. Then the fifth one, project often cut across organizational functional line, while operation usually follow the organizational functional structure. Right. Yes, so we identify the same point. There is additional point I identify. Look at the additional point I identify. Project have stakeholders. What is the additional point here identify? Project have stakeholders who are all those with an interest in the progress of the project and its final outcome. These could include project sponsor, that is the individual or group providing the funds, the project steering committee or board to whom the project manager reports, then the project customer end user, then the project owner. Additional point have been identified, that is the stakeholder point. Then part B, look at the part B of the questions. Explain to G the roles and responsibility of project manager for the new website development project. So, we discuss the theory part relevant with this one. These are the theory point we have discussed: outline planning, detailed planning, obtain necessary resource, team building, coordinating project activities, monitoring and control, problem resolution, quality controls. So, we will check the examiner's answer. Look at above, what is the answer he has given. The roles and responsibilities of G in her role as project manager. As project manager, G is the person who take ultimate responsibility for ensuring the project is completed on time and within budget. G will also have responsibilities to management, other business areas and the project team. As project manager, G is the person who take ultimate responsibility for ensuring project is completed on time and within budget. G will also have responsibility management, other business areas in the project team. It is her responsibility to deliver the complete website to the satisfaction of its users. She is new to this position and was selected on the basis of her technical skill rather than her wider management skill. Right. So, what are the functions of the project manager must establish and organize structure for planning, communication and control of the project. Yes, she is appointed as the project manager now, then he has to decide who are the members of the project team, then who are the area leaders. For example, in a ERP project, for example, we will say HR leader will be there, like that. In website project, there may be different areas in the website. So, you have to identify area leaders, right. Under area leaders, you can put the other resources, like that. You have to identify what is the appropriate structure for this particular project. And you should already have developed a framework for the procedures and structures needed to manage the project, right. We should already have developed a framework for the procedures and structures needed to manage the project. For example, deciding to have weekly team meeting, performance review and so on. The detail planning, so we aim for this point, no team detail planning. The project manager is responsible for the project plan and will oversee the planning process, such as the preparation of the work breakdown structure, network analysis for scheduling or Gantt chart for scheduling and resource planning. The project manager must also take responsibility for the project budget. We identified the same point, if you remember the theory area. Look at this on second point given, detailed planning, right. In their work breakdown, structure, budgeting, resource requirement, network analysis for scheduling. The same point has been elaborated by the examiner in the answer. Then third one, team building and coordinations. So, within our theory discussion also we identified the same. The project team members have been drawn from different departments, and the responsibility of G is to organize these individual as a team, allocating tasks and delegating responsibility to individual within the team. An effective team will coordinate the effort of the team members to the common goal, completing the project on time, on budget and to specification, and the project manager must ensure that these efforts are properly coordinated. The project manager must also ensure that cooperation is obtained also from external parties such as suppliers and external service providers. This is probably one of the areas where G feel particular weak. So, team building and coordinations work. Then fourth one, building an effective team and being a team leader. So, in relation to team building, actually 2 points have been identified. One is to develop a team, and other one is building an effective team and being a team leader. I look at about what is given in there. G has a responsibility to ensure that the team is high performing. Her role may therefore involve trying to motivate team members to create a positive attitude and team identity, and to provide support to individual if they have any difficulties or problem in their home life that affect their work. G also has a supervisory or monitoring role to ensure that the team members are performing in a satisfactory way. Then monitoring and control, we identify the same point in the theory discussion also. Monitoring and control. The project manager should establish the courses for each departure from the project plan and take corrective measures. This involves monitoring costs, progress toward completion and achieving the specification for the plan website. Then we aim for the next point also, problem resolution. Even with the best planning, unforeseen problem may arise and G will be required to deal with them and find workable solution. There are more points given, actually 3 additional points given. You look at about that one. Seventh one, G must ensure resources are used efficiently and strike a balance between cost, time and result. Essentially, G is responsible for completion of the project on time to the end user satisfaction on budget. G must ensure resources are used efficiently and strike a balance between cost, time and result. Yes, he want to ensure that you get the best result for the cost spent, right. At the same time, project is completed on time. Essentially, G is responsible for completion of the project on time to the end user satisfaction and on budget. Then another one is identify responsibility to management. G has responsibilities as project manager to senior management, represented perhaps by the project steering committee. G must also keep management informed with timely and accurate communications. Yes, he has to communicate with different parties, no, and fulfill what is expected from him. Project sponsor and steering committee will want to be informed. Then maintain a customer orientation. Then again additional point identify. G must maintain an awareness of the requirement of the project's customers and understand that the project has been undertaken for their benefit. G must maintain an awareness of the requirement of the project customers and understand that the project has been undertaken for their benefit. G therefore has a responsibility to meet customer requirement in the best way possible. Yes, ultimately you want to give the best satisfaction for the customer. No? Therefore, G has to think about the customer orientations. There is a conclusion given also. Look at the conclusion given. G is certainly correct in recognizing that project management calls for management skill rather than technical IT skill. It is surprising that she thinks she does not have this skill because senior management appointed her in the belief that she would perform the role well. A useful way forward may be to appoint a member of the project steering committee to act as a mentor and provide advice and support to help her carry out the project management role successfully. Yes, you have to appoint a mentor to boost the competence of her. Then I think we can find a best outcome from the G. So with that we can complete the question number 30.